Yeah, I was going to script bringing next episode of Tales of Cold Steel. Last time we got in a bit of a fight with Patrick, which allowed me to actually kick his arrogant butt. But then he did something that made me want to punch him even more. But enough about that. Now we're heading to the North Highlands, which is Guy's hometown. I'm pretty excited, so without further ado, let's get into it. I already spoke to everyone around the town in the morning before I started. Oh, Reen, you're ready to part 2, I see. Yeah, we were about to leave. Um, hmm? Don't you still need to purchase your tickets? Oh yeah, you're right. It looks like we'll be traveling together as far as Heimdall this time. Very well, let's stop dallying and buy them already. Heimdall, huh? Oh yeah, this is the first time we've been in the same group, isn't it, Fee? This should be fun. I guess. Don't know if I can say that about everyone, though. Things don't seem too bright for the other group. Good luck, Fee. Seems like this month's going to be a struggle, too. We'll get by somehow, though. Just focus yourself. Don't worry about us. Will do. Thanks, Elliot. Aren't you going to buy your tickets? Now I'm hungry. Just leave Group B and me. I know I was kind of a pain in the ass before, and I caused everyone a lot of trouble, so I want to make up for it by keeping everything moving along smoothly this time. Just so long as you don't forget to fulfill your duties, our class vice president. Now see here, who went and made you the boss? Easy there, monkeys. I trust you to take care of things. At any rate, I'll make every effort to ensure things don't go heated between them. That's the least I can do to apologize for the trouble I caused during our previous field studies. Now that's some good development from Akias. We've also received packed lunches from Sharon. The time's come to witness the skill of your household maid, Elisa. Right. Well, at least with Sharon you can expect quality. Reaching Brionia Island will be quite a lengthy journey, no doubt, but we have these lunches, so I think the trip at least has the potential to be an enjoyable one. Okay, so he says the same thing, and they say the same thing, okay? Good morning, Class 7. I hear Group A is heading all the way out to North Highlands this month. You heard right. We'll need to change trains twice, first in Heimdall, then Rower, right? Correct. From Rower, you'll need to transfer to Freight Line for the last leg of your journey. Regrettably, we can't handle that part of the trip here. Actually, it seems arrangements have already been made for that segment. We should only need to buy tickets for as far as Rower. Ah, that won't be a problem then. Do you want them right now? Certainly. Okay, that's 5 passengers bound for Rower. I'll have those tickets for you in just a moment. Passenger service bound for Heimdall, now arriving on platform 2. We ask that all passengers wishing to board please wait on the platform till the trains come to a complete stop. Huh, I'd say we timed that pretty well. Impeccable timing. True. It seems there's a 2-woman cold front blowing your way. Well, don't worry about us. We'll see what we can do to thaw them out. Wow, those two are making jokes with each other now. Yeah, just don't expect them to be weaving each other flower crowns when we get back, okay? Alright, we'll leave them to you then. Good luck. Wow, these sandwiches really hit the spot. Ham, lettuce, and cheese. I'm getting a hint of pickle in there too. The ingredients are simple enough, but the way they come together is something special. Even the butter tastes different from what I'm used to. And this tea is equally perfect. The zest of the lemon complements the taste perfectly. You have quite the maid looking after you. Well, Mother hired her, not me. She's a talented maid, though, I won't deny that. She handles the typical housework and greeting guests as you expect, but she also manages Mother's schedule. Wow! Managing the company chairman's schedule doesn't really sound like part of the typical maid job's description. But it's impressive, really. She really is that talented, which is why I can't work out why my mother sent her to look after me. Those two are up to something, I just know it. Regardless, there are different perks to having her around. I think you should accept your mother's kindness. I agree. She must have started working before sunrise to prepare all this for us. I know. Anyway, look at those two. So we're headed to Brionia Island this time. All I know about is that it hosts some sort of ancient ruins. I'm not certain what to expect. I hope we get to see that place too. I mean, I know we won't see their field sake because the last two field studies. But I actually like looking at places of ancient ruins. Come to think of it, this will be the first time I've had a chance to see the ocean. I haven't seen the ocean in a long time. Well, I mean, I have, but not like a beach. Really need to visit one soon. What about you two? Now that you mention it, I've never seen it either. I have. Oh, really? During a landing operation, the corpse. Oh, it was going so well. Oh, speaking of ruins, Legram has some fairly well-known ruins, doesn't it, Laura? Oh yeah, the Saint's Castle or something like that? You must be referring to Lohengrin Castle. It's a magnificent stronghold that faces out onto the lake. You can see it from the town itself. It's quite beautiful on days when the mist clears. Oh wow. Sounds like a sight worth seeing. Seems like you'd get in trouble if a skilled sniper set himself up there. Doesn't sound like they're getting along very well. I feel as much. I doubt Fee is doing it on purpose. Laura seems uncharacteristically offended by it too. That's true. She never really seemed to be offended by stuff in the beginning. Yeah, she's usually so composed, but something about Fee seems to get under her skin. I know I'm already halfway to the prologue, because I think it was 5 months into the game, if I remember correctly. I'll have to look at the dates again. Heimdallr. Wait, isn't that Machias's home? And Elliot's? I remember it being mentioned. It never ceases to amaze me just how big Heimdallr Station is. I've heard said that it's not merely the largest station in Erebonia, but on the entire continent. I'm unaware of another station that can match the 10 tracks around here. When I first transferred lines here on the way to Trista, the amount of people I saw really threw me for a loop. But it's not surprising that there aren't as many people around this early in the morning. Sorry, I don't think we're going to be able to do this. Hang on, you can't give up already. How hopeless. Well, don't worry about it too much. The most important thing is that we all come back safe and sound. Everything else is secondary. I suppose you're right. We'll try to keep things from getting too dangerous at least. Anyway, this is where we split up. If you're traveling towards Ordis, you'll be heading west, right? Indeed. Meanwhile, Group A will need to travel northeast to Rower first. I'm so jealous you get to visit Guy's homeland. You better tell us all about it when you get back. Will do. Take care, everyone. V, Laura, you both take care too. We'll see you all next week. Quite. Huh? Wait. Isn't that Reen's sister from the picture? That is Reen's sister. Oh, I'm pretty sure she just saw her brother. Wait, what? Your Highness? Is that the princess? I kind of feel a little uncomfortable now. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Imperial Villa? Well, that was an interesting conversation. I mean, it introduced, well, I assume be the princess, actually showed Reen's sister, and brought Claire back. I really like the pacing in this game. I mean, I can understand if it seems slow to people, but I actually like it just fine. Alright, let me tell you a bit more about the Nord Highlands. The Nord Highlands are a mountainous region to the northeast of Erebonia. To get there, we'll need to cross the Isengard Range. That's the mountain range to the north of Rower. I'm guessing we'll need to pass through quite a few tunnels to get to the other side. Pretty much. I went through several when I was originally traveling to Trista. Anyway, when you reach the other side, you'll be in the Nord Highlands, surrounded on every side by mountains. Other than the Imperial Army's bases, the only place you'll find people is in the nomadic settlements like the one I'm from. If anything, we have more sheep than people. Wow, really? I'm starting to feel like we're traveling to a country locked in time or something. It sounds like a scene right out of a picture book. In addition to the scenery, the Nord Highlands are also well known for their breeding and raising of horses. Most of the war horses used by the Imperial Army are descended from Highland stock. That's true. Horses are essential to the livelihood of the folks in my village. Raising horses to be used by Erebonians is one of my people's primary sources of income. Come to think of it, I seem to remember hearing that the horse we have at home was raised Nord too. Isn't that also true of the horses the Ride Club uses? Correct. All of them originally came from Nord. Even the golden stallion on the Empire's emblem is said to depict a warhorse raised in the Highlands. Or so the story goes, at least. Nords have deep historical ties to the Empire. We know today that it's where Emperor Draculus first started building his army, after all. That's right. The Imperial Army still maintains a base on the southern edge of the Highlands, Sender Gate. That's as far north as the trains can take us. I see. We should arrive there somewhere around 4 in the afternoon then. Yeah, but it's just past 8 a.m. now. We should reach Roar Station by midday. After that, we have another 4 or so hours on the freight train to Nord. Looks like we're in it for a long haul. Still, we won't get a chance like this often, so let's try to make the most of it. Not too much longer now. I guess it'd be your first time back home since you started at Thor's, right? Does it feel a little awkward going back after you ran away from home? A little, yeah. At least we're only changing trains there, so I don't have to leave the station. I haven't been to Roar since I switched lines there on the way to Trista. Alright, almost forgot. If you came from Ymir, you just had gone through the Roar. You had to have gone through Roar. I visited Ymir once when I was a kid, but I haven't been there since. I remember it being a really nice place though. Scenery is so beautiful. I didn't know you actually been there. Yeah, it really is beautiful. A place that nice doesn't really fit a guy like me. Are you still sulking over what that twit said during our last practical exam? Paid the House of Harms little mind their fool third son even less. I don't think he meant most of those awful things he said. Could have fooled me. Yeah, it seemed like his anger just got the better of him. I'll bet he'll regret it later. And regardless of what he thinks, we all think you're a swell guy, as a classmate, and as a friend. So don't be so hard on yourself. Thanks guys, it means a lot to hear you say that. You're so hopeless sometimes, Reen. It's easy to forget, but in traveling to the North Highlands, we'll actually be leaving the country. It feels strange hanging out beyond our borders, a little emotional even. Yeah, we've got a long journey ahead of us. I can only wonder what kind of things they'll have us doing when we get there. I can't even begin to imagine. Each month seems to throw something new at us. I am a little worried about how Fee is holding up, though. Yeah, there's definitely something going on between her and Laura, but I'm not sure there's anything we can do about that. I'm sure Elliot and Marcus will keep an eye on those two for us. We got our own battles to face. I'd like us all to come back from this trip in one piece. You're right, of course. The horses of the North Highlands are known for being some of the finest on the continent. Their solid bills, high endurance, and steadfast loyalty to their masters, they are truly the ideal steeds. The Highlands are far from the only place that raises horses, but the horses from Nord are in a class all of their own. Sounds like you can find a better horse you search across the Empire. Though now I can see why Arthur's such an impressive specimen. Who? Oh, Arthur's the horse we have back at home. My dad will often ride him out hunting with our old dog Badukes. Back when I was a kid, he left me up on his back and let me ride around. I see. This would be an excellent opportunity to learn more about how the Empire's finest horses are raised right at the source. Wow, he seems like he's really getting into this. Well, here's a sight for sore eyes. Haven't soaked in scenery like this since I first came to Trista. I hope everyone in the settlement's doing well. He seems happy you headed home. I've always been curious, how did you end up coming to Thor's anyway? Well, about a year ago I met a general in the Imperial Army up in Nord. One thing led to another and he ended up giving me a recommendation to attend the academy. He's strangely adamant that my skill with a spear would come in handy during my time at Thor's. Guess he was right. I see why an Imperial General might take an interest in your spearmanship. Our cavalry's lance and spear training has its origins, not just in the tales of Eisenritter, but in traditions of the Highlands as well. Oh, that's pretty interesting. It's just recently that I've been learning how far back the connection between Nord and Erebonia goes. Indeed. Throat's starting to hurt from all that talking. Definitely need to get something to drink. Okay, I'm going to save and do the blade blade game. I'll cut it out obviously, so see you guys when I'm done. Alright, just finished back. I just realized first time hanging on field with Gaius. I mean, everyone else been partnered up with on the last two. 1150. The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. The special express line is bound for Rower. Our next stop is Rower, the terminus of this express line. Please ensure you have all of your belongings with you when disembarking the train. Here we are. This is my first visit to Empire's industrial metropolis. Actually, it's my first time too. I passed through when I first came to the academy, but even then I see why people associate with industry. It feels like the whole city is one big mass of iron. Yeah, it really does have that vibe. What are those cone-shaped towers out in the distance anyway? Oh, those are the orbital generators for industrial plants. There are tons of large factories in the city, so they need to create all the orbital energy needed to power them. Wow, really? If I weren't seeing it for myself, it'd be hard-pressed to imagine a city like this. It's pretty cool. Rover Station. Well, we finally made it as far as Rover. We'll need to transfer to a freight line to reach North Highlands from here, right? Right. There'll be a freight train leaving for Platform 4 that we need to board. Platform 4 is up the staircase to the left, I think. Alright, let's not waste any time then. Oh wow, I can actually control the character here? Wait, is that... Annabelle, that's the lady with the lost purse. Or lost wallet. I can hardly believe I made it all the way to Rower. I never imagined that he would be such a dog pursuer. Alright. Back in, what was it called? It was Eustace's hometown, Berehard. Yeah. There was a guy looking for her, I believe. I mean, that's what another thing I like about this game. It takes the side characters and gives them their own story in the background. Doesn't every parent wish that? Come to think of it, it's already past noon. Perhaps we should purchase some lunches for the rest of our journey. Sounds like a plan. We still have another 4 hours to go. We're going to need to eat something between now and dinner. It seems highly unlikely the freight train would be equipped with vending machines or other such comforts either. We need to go through a ticket gate then. There's a shop in the main part of the station that sells pre-packed lunches. You're kidding me. Elisa's reaction. She's not sure how to take this. Okay, I understand you somehow being us here, but how did you beat us here while preparing the lunch? Seriously, how? I mean, I'm not ungrateful or anything, but I'm just wondering how. So basically, what you're saying is she's a troll. That's honestly the best type of character right there. An airship, that makes sense. And since since Elisa's family's from here, she probably made the lunches there because she got here extremely early. Or used the airship's kitchen. At least that answers my question. That's her mom? Oh, we're finally meeting her family too. Arena Rhineford. Oh, green eyes. So Elisa's red eyes must come from her father's side. I mean, at least she showed up at all. Oof. Wait, what? That's quite the information drop. Elisa? cast aside responsibility like someone else, though? Wonder who she's talking about. But geez, that was just some shade thrown there. And back on train we go. Damn it! I thought I finally had her out of my hair, but it looks like she was one step ahead of me this whole time. I take it you and your mother aren't on good terms then. Yeah, I think that much was abundantly clear. Things have been rough between us for a long time now. Once I left home, that was the first step that led me to enrolling the academy. But how was I supposed to know I've gone to sign up for the school she sits on the board of directors of? How could I have been so stupid? Why didn't I conduct a more thorough investigation before I made my choice? I don't know what to say. You have her sympathies, I suppose. Is your mother being on the board of directors really such a problem? Well, it's complicated. Usually, she seems like she's only interested in her work, but then she'll suddenly start meddling in my life. She says to just do what I want, but it always turns out wherever I go, she's there ahead of me, just like today. I should have known something was up. The bank account my grandfather gave me to cover my academy expenses hasn't taken a dip since my first day at Thor's. So your mother's been paying your bills the whole time? It does seem like a strong possibility, especially considering her presence on board of directors. Huh. I can't see what you're grousing about. Most people would be grateful to have a parent display that much interest. What? At least your mother spared the time to come greet us. At least she showed the slightest trace of interest in you and your classmates. Yeah, unlike Eustace's father in the last field study. He would have given anything to have a parent like that. Oh. Eustace. Forget it. Well, we just entered a tunnel. First of many now that we're going through the mountains. Yeah, this whole episode's just going to be riding a train, isn't it? I see. Anyway, how about we do those lunches Sharon made for us? That sounds good to me. Seems like she went out of her way to prepare them. Alright. If these are subpar because she had to make do with Airship's kitchen, I won't let her hear the end of it. Well then, let's dig in. Wow, so you're going to the Highlands for Academy field study? Sounds like you budding soldiers do some pretty interesting things as part of your training these days. Huh, I suppose you could say that. Thor seemed quite different from most other military academies in that regard, though. Still, feels pretty neat to see you all dressed up in your uniforms. They look pretty sharp on you. Thanks for a vote of confidence. Even at the academy, guys always stands out because of his height. Yeah, he towers over even the second years. Are all the people in your settlement of similar height? Nah, I'd say my dad's the only one who really has height on me. My younger brother's fairly short, though I wouldn't doubt he has another growth spurt coming his way. I seem to remember you mentioning you have quite a few siblings. A younger brother and 2 younger sisters to be exact. They're a little on the shy side, but hope you'll get along with them. Can do. So if you look through a window, it feels like we're really getting close to Highlands now. Indeed. Man, seeing you kids rushing off to some adventure kinda makes me feel jealous. Makes me jealous. There's no feeling there. Anyway, we're about halfway through Isgard Range now. We should reach Thundergate in 2 hours or so take this time to relax. Thank you. We appreciate the info. Did you meet him back in the spring when you were on your way to Trista? Yep, made the same trip back then too. We had plenty of time to kill, so he taught me a lot about Erebonian culture. Sounds like a pretty nice guy. I'll bet that served as a pretty useful primer. It did. There are a lot of people I'm thankful to for helping me come this far, but most of all, I'm thankful to the winds and to the goddess. The winds and the goddess. Classic Gaius. Hey, that looks like we ought to be coming out the last tunnel any time now. I see. Lisa, Eustace, we're almost there. Uh, hmm. Oh, were they asleep? Oh. So this is... I can only just make it out of distance, but it looks like that's it. So that's the North Highlands. I'll admit, it appears even more breathtaking than I was expecting. I'll be even happier to hear you say so once you see it up close. 4:30. Sender Gate. Ah, you've arrived. It's a pleasure to see you again, Lieutenant General. Likewise, it's been months since I last saw you. Seems almost surreal to see you standing there in a military academy uniform, though this is the first time I've seen a Thorazine symbol in red. That's the color they use for my class, Class 7. It looks like he's pretty high up in the Imperial Army. Yeah, I'm betting he's the Lieutenant General in charge of Zender Gate. He seems quite close to Gaius, an Imperial Governor with an eye patch that feels familiar somehow. These must be your classmates. Indeed, these are about half my classmates from Class 7. I'm Ray Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. Elisa Reinford, sir. I'm Emma Milstein, sir. Eustace L. Perea. It's an honor. Huh, seems like your classmates are an interesting bunch, as I've heard. Zex Vander. I'm Zex Vander, commanding officer of the Imperial Army's 3rd Armored Division. Pleased to finally meet you. One-Eye Zex? So you're one of the guardians of the Arnor family. Oh, it seems some of you already know of me. Guardian of the Arnor family? Ah, now I remember. The Vanders are a celebrated military family responsible for protection of the Imperial family. And One-Eyed Zex Vander is said to be one of the Imperial Army's finest generals. They said Vander and Arsade's School of Swordsmanship are two most renowned styles in Erebonia. It's truly an honor to meet you, sir. Well, he's a swordsman. I'm just a military man, hardly deserving quite that level of praise. I'd love to hear about all of you and your excursion to Highlands, but unfortunately, we don't have the time. Should sail as soon as possible if you want to reach the settlement by nightfall. I agree. Were you able to take care of all the arrangements? I did, rest assured. What arrangements? We need to head out now if we want to reach Gaius home by sundown, right? Right, which is why I asked the Lieutenant General to arrange some transportation for us. Alright, just follow me and I'll show you the way. Wow. Really is vast and beautiful. North Highlands. It's simply breathtaking. I had no idea a land so beautiful lay at the far end of the railway. Honestly, I suppose words are woefully insufficient in the face of such majesty. Glad to hear you think so. Horses? Are you saying we're to travel settlement on horseback? The Highlands are way too vast to cover in any reasonable length of time on foot. You'll be fine. You're a member of the riding club, and Rena and Alicia both have riding experience, right? Yeah, I think I can manage. I learned back at home, so I should be okay as long as we aren't making any trick jumps or anything. I'm afraid I've never ridden a horse before. Not a problem, you just hitch your ride on the back of someone else's horse. At least it'll probably be the best choice considering the weight balance of weight. I can do that. Is that alright with you, Emma? Yes, although I do feel a little nervous. Let's mount at once then. Okay, steady now. Steady. This is a fine horse. Are you doing okay back there, Emma? Yes, I'm fine, I think. Make sure you hold on tight when we start moving. This should be a fun trip. They're all top quality horses raised here in the Highlands. At a good clip, you should be able to reach settlement in under an hour. Well, before I forget, I'm sure guys won't have much need of this, but the rest of you should take a map of these Highlands. A map? Wow! Okay, we're at Center Gate, Stone Circle, Imperial Watchtower, Nomadic Settlement, Colossal Statue, Lake Lacrima, Ancient Quarry. I'm guessing the lake is where I could fish, because remember, the Lakeford guy, Kenneth Lakeford, that's his name, said something about one spot being able to fish. So I'm assuming that's it. Such a high level of detail. Looks as though the Army surveying expertise is being put to good use. Indeed, I hope it will prove useful during your field study. Thank you very much, sir. Alright, that's about it for me. You should be hanging out. May the blessing of the winds and the gods be with you. Give my regards to the Elder Lacan. LaShawn? We will. Thank you for seeing us off, sir. If you'll excuse us, then. Yeehaw! Okay, that was stupid. I've never ridden a horse before. Okay. Oh wow, the map did not do this place any justice how vast it is. Yeah, I'm just going to end the episode here. Because honestly, that was a long episode in itself with the train ride. And cutscenes, I don't really want to cut that out. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to exploring this whole area. And seeing what Guys' Homeland has to offer and the twist that will happen during this field study, because there's always a twist. That being said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video.